always hard to tell.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we are live with the Electric Dice Podcast, Tomoto Islands AD&D, Session 23, still in the Velldammer Masquerade. And Dan's gone. No, we almost did it.
Wait, no, I'm here. I'm right here.
Oh, you just vanished on my screen then.
Oh, no, see?
No. And now I lost Josh too. Cool, doing great. We're
Yep.
flying.
Oh no,
We're making it happen.
I'm always there
Mm-hmm.
in spirit.
Can anyone see us? Or hear us, rather?
I can hear you guys on the Twitch.
Okay. I'm still trying to load it. It never wants to load for me anymore. And I don't know why. Okay, cool. As long as somebody can see us, I'll trust it. So, things that have happened. Who was here last time that wants to recap a little of what's been going south?
There's bats everywhere.
There are literally bats everywhere.
So many flappy boys.
All the flaps.
We no longer have a window.
Yeah, they just all smacked each other like against the.
You don't have a window.
Yeah, I mean, we have many. We also have that many.
Window.
One.
Is it just a hole in the wall now, or is it like a Sims burglar just took it?
Okay, so basically what happened is my character, when Tristan's character, Lysander, and NPC, who I don't remember, were going to take care of an undead creature that we had found in a room off to the side. And as we go to charge in, the curtain is torn away, and all these bats, like 60 some odd bats, just like fly out and smash through the stained glass window. We managed to kill a couple, but in its place, where the undead creature thought was, is a body, and it has been very dead. And so now we are left with the aftermath of that incident.
There's also a golbat somewhere.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
Did he actually fly out, or is he flapping about somewhere? Did we see him fly out?
Yeah, all of the bats left.
Okay. And I think you had mentioned that it was a vampire. Whether our characters know that or not, I'm not sure. But I think
you knew it was an undead, so you can make that connection.
Okay. Right. Okay. So where do we start out?
Hold on one sec.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. So we do the little replay credit thing, right? Where we last time, right? And it shows you guys all screaming and all like the intrigue, and it cuts to each of the characters, kind of wherever they are and whatever they were doing. And then we see a meanwhile, right? So we hear the crash of glass, right, from the bats finally breaking out of the stained glass window, and we see all of them kind of flooding out into the night, and 2 or 3 people, we're kind of holding on this doorway, and we see them burst out, and they're all in like cooking garb and with chef's hats on, and they have knives, and they're like looking around panicked, trying to figure out what's going on. And we pass them as they're like, what happened, what is it, right? And people have all like flooded into the dining room, because the map we're on right now is on the 2nd floor, so you're kind of overlooking the dining room.
Right, yes.
So like everyone's like, a lot of people are looking up, even though it's stupid because there's glass flying through the air, but a lot of people are like shocked and horrified, and everyone's gets stunned, right? And the camera goes into the kitchen, right? And there is now suddenly in the kitchen, it just sort of walks out of like the pantry, just like a dark room in the corner, like a root cellar, right? They were storing something there, right? Walks this about 7 foot tall, very skinny, very lanky bird creature. It's got long wings, like 3 times longer than its body, like almost 20 feet of wings that have been folded up kind of twice, and they're just sort of sticking up behind its back, and it's like doing a weird little prancy thing into the room, right? And it looks and it cocks its head and staring kind of at the camera, which is holding like shoulder level, looking past one of the cooks that's out in the room, and it like reaches out a little feathered hand, right, and like slaps across the kitchen, looking for a ladle, right? Well, looking for an instrument, but it grabs a ladle, and it looks at it for a second. It's super shiny, right? And it just licks it. And it stirs the pot, and it licks it a bunch more times and stirs the pot. And then it goes and spits into it and stirs that into the pot. And then dabs really quick.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
And then dances back into the shadowy root cellar.
I need to kill this on principle.
Okay. Leopold, you were pretty happy with the antics of the bats, right?
Yes, it's an amusing spectacle.
So what are you doing? Are you like mocking the people who are like screaming?
Oh, I was sitting there sipping tea.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine with this turn of events. This does not upset you in the least.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you saying anything to anyone? Are you taking this opportunity to do anything particular? Or are you mostly just kind of observing?
I guess I'm kind of observing. Is everyone else like in the room, kind of like scattering?
Yeah,
everybody's panicking.
Most of these people, like, if they have any sort of like level in the conventional sense, it's an NPC class, right? And you can see the few people that aren't. That sorceress, Iris, right, obviously, like, jumps up with, like, magical spells, like, ready to go. Arrowcaster, the half-elven mercenary, right, like, has already drawn a sword, and he's, like, looking. There are, like, 2 or 3 others that, like, look like they've seen combat and they're ready for it, but most of the room panics, pushes to the edges, or, like, runs right straight out of the room. A few of them are stunned in fear. Most of them without even the good sense to, like, get under the table or stop gawking, right, like... It's a room full of sheep at a slaughter.
Oh, of course. Do they just look like regular old bats to me? I don't know if I have to like roll a perception or anything.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll wisdom. That's fine.
D20. I don't know what my wisdom is, but I rolled.
Okay.
I think I'm 16 wisdom.
16 wisdom. Yeah, so you rolled under that. That's good enough.
Sweet.
Okay. Damn it. I'm sorry. I'm trying to silence this damn thing, but it's not working. There we go. Yeah, so I think... I don't know that you recognize immediately a vampire bat, right? Just from seeing a horde of bats. But you glean from this situation, A, the bats were not planned, because there's no way that this guy is going around trashing his own mansion. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Josh, will you try reconnecting again? I tried it and it's not doing it for me. And B, like the great many of them that were summoned in such a short time frame, right? Given that there was no like ritual spell cast, there was no like drawings or etchings. They came from the same location, instantaneously. Is such that it would have been a pretty potent or powerful spellcaster to have done that, which is pretty cool, or pretty dangerous, I guess. It's hard to say.
I don't know. I don't really feel much things.
Yeah. So that's like a little context for you, certainly. Is there anything else you want to know?
I don't know. I guess, do I feel like I would be inherently in danger?
I think you have enough situational awareness right now to not be too worried about it beyond if something's coming your way to be ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't think you're worried yet.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm more of the observy type currently. I still care more about my note than anything else. This was just amusing, and it just so happened to happen as I said that this party was dull.
Yeah.
So what great timing.
Yeah. Very fortuitous. What is Win doing? Because you're kind of like at center of the party here.
So as I mentioned before, Win is not very socially adept. He's not really stupid. He just doesn't quite get how things are supposed to be done. So I think when this happens, he is noticing everybody's really like scared, and he knows that there's this corpse that he thinks is was killed by a vampire. He's not sure if it's going to come back. So he knows that vampires, if you cut off their head, he thinks he's heard that if you cut off their head that they don't come back. So I think what he does is he goes out over the ballroom. He's on the second floor, and he goes, "Everybody stay calm. I need to know, can anyone tell me how to remove the head from..."
You cut out there very briefly, but I think everyone was able to piece together what it was you were asking.
Yeah.
As like the few people who did not have the good sense to leave the room and instead were just panicked, right? Like one woman just yells out, "What did you just say?"
I have a corpse that needs one less head. Can you help me?
And she's just like staring at you, right, from like down in the middle of the room. She's like, "That's an awful thing to say."
I don't like it either, but it's where I am at.
She says,
"Yes, how dare you, sir? Disgusting."
She says, "I'm coming up." And she just marches out of the room towards the staircase.
And I think this works also too. Lysander previously was off cowering in the side, so he's just doing that. And the NPC that we had was right up there. I can't remember his name. Terrible.
Yeah, he was Tovin Deep Barrow.
Tovin. Tovin's up here.
Yeah, Tovin just has guns, so guns aren't very good at decapitating people.
No, I think I had sent him to just make sure that any of the bats that we had stunned were actually dead, and he was going to go take care of that. So
okay.
He's off doing that.
Yeah, I don't remember that explicitly, but he's fine with that. It's not an issue. So
okay.
He can sort of mosey on downstairs. He probably crosses
Sure.
the woman coming up. So yeah. Yeah, so, in a, about a minute, maybe a little less, right, you hear just, like, delicate click-clack of, a woman's fancy pair of shoes sort of rounds the corner, and she looks, sort of at your location, because, like, I imagine you haven't pulled the body out of the room, right? It's still just in there.
No, I'm monitoring it, making sure it doesn't move. But no, I haven't done anything with it.
Okay.
And so she comes up, you said?
Yeah, she pretty much gets right in there unless you're, like, stopping her for some reason.
Okay, so what is she doing?
When you look at her, you can see that, like, she's like, pretty fit. Stocky would probably be the accurate word for her, right? She's in a very nice, very long, like, blue dress. But it's, like, it's practical. There's not, like, a lot of, like, pomp or circumstance to it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
She's not terribly tall, but, like, you can see that, she's, like, very confident, very forward. And as she's, like, walking kind of up to you, she has, like, a cane that she clearly does not need, like, in hand, and sort of draws a sword out of it, right? Not that it's going to be the best weapon in the world, but it's, like, a long blade, ready to defend herself with.
Are you saying that it is a rapier that she is going to try to decapitate?
No, it is not a rapier. This is for slashing and not for piercing. But it is thin. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, hearing upon this corpse, I would also like to kind of discreetly
Yeah,
go
you
upstairs.
want to make your
Okay.
way in.
Yeah, but
Okay.
more like discreet, as in I just want to be part of the background.
Okay.
I'm not just like guns blazing, busting down the door. Yo, I want to see a dead body.
Sure. So I think she says, "The dead body. Who is it? Do you recognize them?"
I mean, I'm kind of new here. I think we all are. I was just upstairs, across the hall here, and no, I didn't see anybody else go in there aside from. And I kind of stopped because I'm not sure that I want to explain everything, but I also don't want to be alone in this situation. So I kind of just stop, and I kind of get like, my brain kind of like freezes up, and I'm just like kind of stammering a little bit. I'm like, the point is, I don't know who this is.
Do I recognize the body?
Yeah, I think we see her walk into the room, and where she was, right, the shot reveals you kind of... Are you poking your head around the corner? Are you also standing there? Like, what are you...
I would kind of look in at a distance. I'm not just gonna like go right up to the door and poke my head in. I don't know what is. Oh gosh, I don't even know how to like poke an area on this map. Yeah,
click hold.
Click and hold.
Yeah.
So they're like right here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd kind of be like in the back because they're looking in like there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in the next one down where the body is, but yes.
Oh
yeah,
well.
It's
all right.
There.
Okay. See, I'm kind of just like off in the back, just looking at dead body. I'm not getting close or anything.
Okay.
You said you're over here?
Well, where's the opening?
The opening.
The rooms, they just have like a little screen you can pull, right? So like everyone walked by like where Tristan is down here, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, because you like have to come up on these stairs and then walk around.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so she just sort of walks up and she looks at it and goes, I don't recognize him. And she like pokes him with a foot. Up close you see she has very narrow, bright blue eyes, like sapphire blue, and she's like squinting through them suspiciously, right? So it's like even more exaggerated. And like kind of faded red hair, like age, kept up in just like a very, very tight bun. Again, everything's like very practical. Like she has the air of like money and confidence, but also like none of the frills that would typically come along with, someone of that nature.
Okay. I think I asked her, ma'am, do you have any experience with the undead?
Very little, but bodies, from time to time.
I mean, I don't see any harm in cutting off its head.
She goes, doesn't look rich enough to afford a resurrection, so no, I suppose not.
Okay, well, all I have is this mace. I can't do it with that, so would you be so kind?
She goes, ugh, and walks up and like puts the sword to his throat and then like lifts her foot up to like stomp on it and just like crunch through the
gets stuck on the neck.
Right, yeah. The camera mercifully pans away with just the first squelch. Josh,
yeah,
what is your character's name?
Grim Ironbeard.
Can you say that again for the people in the back?
Grim Ironbeard.
Ah, yes. Grim Ironbeard the third or Grim Ironbeard the first?
He might be the first.
Grimbeard.
Or the only.
Yeah, Grimbeard the only, yeah. Okay. Of the three people that are part of the Inquisition that are arriving today, which is your position among them?
Executioner.
Okay, you're the executioner. Cool. All right. One of the three is already inside. The other two were coming later. So were you already inside, or are you like coming to the door now?
I'm slow enough that I probably should have been there first.
Okay, so you've been floating around and just no one's noticed you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quiet.
Okay. So like, there were rumors that there would be a distraction. Is this what you were waiting for?
This seems as big a distraction as anything.
Okay, so what are you doing with this time?
Was I floating around the party, or would I be like hidden in a closet waiting?
That's your call. The Inquisition, worked very hard to like make sure that this job was going to be done right.
Okay. I will have been hiding in the pantry under a sack of potatoes. And erupt forth just under 4 foot pile of metal.
Uh-huh.
Rah!
Yeah.
And then slowly stomp out.
Yeah. Roll a d20, high or low.
High good things. In before 1. Whoa!
Oh!
Okay. So, what is your reaction to a were-raven, like, dancing in the pantry alongside you, like, bopping and shaking its head and, like, being like a show chicken in the room?
I take my halberd and then I quickly turn it and hold like a javelin and just, ooh, I'm sorry, buddy. I just open my face. I toss it, spear in first like a javelin.
Okay, so you kill the were-raven?
Yes.
Okay.
No, my friend.
Yeah, right. So like it has its back to you, right? And it's like doing one of these things, like dancing to like we'll have to figure out what music is playing in its head. I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Freaking chicken dance.
What did you say, Dan?
I was gonna say it's definitely that thing from Night at the Roxbury.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah, right. Like where Raven was having the greatest night of its life. Like its only mission in life is to increase the size of the flock, and then an angry dwarf hiding in a sack of potatoes, just like in one shot, just like rose like Rambo out of the mud in blood. And stabbed it.
And the predator just the pile of potatoes eyes open.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, not even a sound as this thing is crushed under the weight of your halberd, right? And just like thrown, like I was saying before, down into the root cellar, right? Like just you hear like one loud thump as it like hits the bottom of the stairs. And, like, the root cellar doesn't go down super deep, so you can, like, just lean in and pull your halberd out and just close the doors on it.
I'll look at the kitchen and say, like, that's how it's done, boys.
Yeah, there is no one around you because they'd be fucking horrified if they were.
Looks like I'm just shouting out one-liners for no one.
Oh, no.
It looks like meat's back on the menu. Okay, so where do you go? Like, what's the job? You're the executioner. You're in there. Are you to get Lord Velddammer alone? Are you to open up the doors for your other two party members to arrive? What's your mission?
Yeah, I would have been there to confirm that the threat was real, and then make as big of a ruckus as I can to not only distract whoever is inside towards me, but then also give the other two, like, Mr. Ironbeard is making a very loud racket, so either he's in trouble or he's identified that individual.
Okay, so give me like a little bit more. How do you want to go about doing that? I apologize because I know you don't have the full like setup of the house, but
sorry, I broke up for a second.
Give me like a little more context for in what way you want to go about doing that. I know you don't have the full, so like I'll answer some questions for you. Like, tell me, like,
Okay.
Do you want to be in a specific area for that, or?
So it looks like the kitchen opens up right into the ballroom, dining room.
Yeah, hold on. Sorry, let me move you to the other, the first floor, where you would be. Yeah, you are. Do you have a mini yet? Did you assign yourself something?
No.
Okay. Let's see if I can find something worthwhile. Yeah, of course, the cool ones. You'll be that. You should be able to use that.
Can you ping him?
Right there?
Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was probably too much. Yeah. Kitchen is this one here.
Okay.
So yeah, you would have come out of, right, like the root cellar area.
Right. So spear the were-raven. Probably do that with like a really loud battle cry.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ah! I have neighbors on that I can actually stream.
Yeah, that's fine.
Stomp out. You know, just dropping one-liners like top of his little dwarf lungs, clanging around, like walking almost clumsily to just bump into like pots and pans or whatever might be around.
Sure.
Just trying to make as much noise as possible.
Okay, yeah. So you're in the kitchen, and yeah, you're looking to make your distraction there, and
yeah, but without being like, I'm a distraction.
Right. Yeah, and like, yeah, you definitely achieve that. There are like, you know, 3 cooks, 2 servants, and like a head chef that are all like, you know, basically they came out of the kitchen and ran like, you know, pretty much right to there, and now they're like, all of them turn around trying to figure out what's going on and where you came from and why you're in there, right? And like one of like the you know, like the butlers and the head chef are like, you know, what are you doing? That is dinner.
The Raven's dinner?
Well, what would Raven? No, we're serving duck.
Oh no.
My plate.
Right. Go ahead and roll a charisma. Looking to roll under. Unless you want to like upset them.
No. This is more just making noise than offending. Hey, I'm under.
Wow, you got a good charisma.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So like, there's a fancy party and they're supposed to be taking care of people, not yelling at guests. He's like, if you didn't get a meal, I apologize. Let us get you to your table. Come, please. Did you turn in your invitation at the door?
No.
Well, very good then. And he's
like, it takes like a solid probably like 20 seconds, like way over like.
Yeah, no, right.
This guy see where I came from? Can I lie to him successfully? Like, squint at him for a second, like,
Right, like, it had now been 30 seconds, and Grim Ironbeard knew that there was no way he was going to be able to lie to this man. Right, and he's like, oh, very good then. If you please, we'll give it to my associate here. Bork, will you please see the man to his table? And he's just,
Bork.
Yeah, Bork nods once.
Do I have an invitation?
You might have a fake one.
Okay. I will...
Go ahead and roll a d20. Let's see. You want an 11 or higher? Okay, well, there you go.
Oh.
Yes. You have a fake one that will suffice.
Okay. Kind of make a show of looking for it all the same. You may have actually forgotten where he put it.
Right.
And it's like, from a fold in the armor, just like, Mr. Ironbeard.
Yeah. Right, and we look at it, we had a close-up for a second, and it's like, you can see, like, the characters are off, right? Like, they're off-register, you know. The O's have been changed into 8s and shit, like.
I feel like it's just written in crayon.
Yeah, but somebody's like, very well, Groot, Russ, iron. Yes, yes, this way. Come with me. And he brings you out to the table. Are you still looking to like create a scene, or are you satisfied with that for now?
Yeah, like if there are any guests left in there, I will make Brash kind of like, oh, the color looks great on you.
Yeah, that works out very nicely.
Bats everywhere.
Yeah, right. Like the party has not recovered, and a loud dwarf who just came out of the kitchens is not even like on the top 10 list of strangest things that have happened at this party so far.
Yeah.
So we'll cut back upstairs. The head is off the body. The sword is being wiped off on his like clothing. And your newfound ally here has introduced herself as the Lady Haruga.
Okay. So I think very much like I see everything that's I hear all. How much have I heard of what's gone downstairs?
I mean, I think you heard like the clattering of pots and pans, and then probably saw a dwarf with a very, very large weapon get escorted into the room.
And I say something like, free booze at this party, huh? No kidding. And then I'm kind of just not sure what to do because the threat up here has been taken care of, and so I'm like, well, now what? We just have a lot of cleanup to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the threat of a dead body.
You don't even know, man. You don't even know.
You weren't here.
I've seen things. So I think I motion to the other two people that are up there right next to me right now, and say, enjoy the party. And I just kind of give a shrug, like this is way over his head socially.
Yeah, I mean the Lady Haruga, like, she shakes her head. She's like baffled.
So, I think maybe I want to go back down with everybody else and try to mingle, or not necessarily mingle, but just kind of try to like not have focus on me and like. You want
to get off the wild ride.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, let's put this all behind us. I don't know what to do. So,
is the woman just standing there with the body and the head, or did she just kind of like throw it to the ground and she's just gonna leave?
I think
What?
Sorry, go ahead. I said I think I probably want to find somebody who's like in attendance, like as like one of the helpers of this.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm fine with that. It's perfectly fitting with your character. You just like walk away, and everyone's like, "Huh,
yeah,
that wasn't what I thought was gonna happen next." Yeah, no, she like put the sword up to his neck and like crunched down on it for a while, and then like yanked the head free, right? And she's not covered in blood, but it got like a little juicy. And so she like wiped everything down on like the dead guy's shirt for a minute, and then Wynn just announced that he was going to rejoin the party, and she just like was visibly shaken just because it was like such a 180 from what had just happened that she's kind of just staring at him.
Yeah, like who does that? Like,
right. And I think she rounds out looking at you. Like, she doesn't turn to you. She kind of just like looks around like, what the fuck? And you are still there. So by definition, you are looked at.
Mm-hmm. So I think he goes back down and he sees the loudest thing in the room.
Yeah, we'll cut to that in a second because we just snapped upstairs, so I want to deal with that. All right,
okay, sorry.
No, you're good. Riley, what are you doing?
Gosh, well, I mean, I guess I wanted to know if I knew who that was at a distance, but I guess I don't.
Yeah, I think when you look at it, you recognize them as one of the party goers, but not one of the 20 like named NPCs, right? Just for the sake of
Like,
do I
known
want
important.
to how much effort do I want to put into this, right? A no name was killed. That
Yeah.
sucks, but you know that's why they're red shirts.
I find it odd that she just decided to go with this random ass plan of, let's just chop someone's head off. That's cool.
I mean, you could ask her about it, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd walk up to her and I'm like, that's kind of odd that you just go with that.
it was very odd that he just left, wasn't it?
Incredibly.
And Dan, you said you were walking up to the dwarf, right?
Downstairs.
Yeah. So I'm not going to go to that yet because I want to do
Sure.
like the thing where we see two things happening at once. Because she's looking at you walking up to the dwarf, and Josh, are you like tucking into a meal, or are you standing there still talking to people?
Yeah, I imagine the room is basically empty.
Yeah, there's probably like 5 people like still standing
Yeah.
there, and like a lot of servants trying to clean up bats and also glass.
Yeah, so I'm very willfully ignoring that, sitting down just like leg of mutton in this hand, and then like a chunk of ham here, just chowing down, having a blast, waiting for reinforcements, essentially.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we see the two of them starting to come together, but we're still looking at it from Lady Haruga's perspective because she turns and looks at you, Leopold. And like, what's your angle here? You want to just learn more about her, or you just want to like spin this into some social currency?
I just find this odd that you just went with this plan. What if he killed her and he now just implicated you in this murder?
Because you notice how there's not much blood here.
I mean, that is very suspicious, yes.
Unless that very simple man has been drinking an awful lot of blood, and I don't think he had the time for it. There is something very strange here. And she looks at you. What is your background like? Did you you grew up as a noble?
Yeah, I feel like I've lived a fairly privileged life. You know, I grew up kind of like murdering the family pets and just small animals, and my family would kind of like pay people off.
Yeah, it
and
didn't
kind
happen.
of basically keep my messed up self hidden, and I kind of learned to adapt over time and kind of get a little bit better. They definitely paid for a great education in like the medical field and stuff, and I've kind of just made my way up through that ranks, and I have like a lot of noble connections and stuff. I kind of rub elbows with them, and I'm much more discreet about how I kill people now.
Sure.
You know, like the whole angel of death thing.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll D20. Looking to roll under wisdom. She's gonna do the same thing.
Okay. Ooh. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What's your wisdom?
I think it was either the 14 or the 16. I can't remember. It is 16.
Okay. Yeah. So there is a mutual like game recognized game here, right? As we get like that like slow, quiet like violin, right? That like as the two of you are like looking at each other and we're doing like these artful like sweeping shots of like, you know, the sword that she's like finishing wiping the blood off of, and like the thing's head being chopped off, right? And like the dead bats across the floor and the glass that's on the floor, and like pans up to the window, right? And like the whole time the violin is like speeding up and everything, right? Like you both understand that you are murderers, like serial spree murderers who have killed a lot of people in a lot of different places, and you have never been caught.
Okay. You cut out a bit in that description, but I got the
I'm
gist
sorry.
of it.
Yeah, she is also a
Okay.
murderer.
Where that's cool.
Yeah, where you you came from a privileged lifestyle and you do it in a very like civilized, a very like specific. You have like a ritual, right? Like you're looking for things out of it. She grew up hard. And she'll even tell you this too, right? Because you're like, oh, it's very odd, very surprising you did that. And she's like, when you grow up in a situation such as mine, I had 4 sisters and 6 brothers, and there was not enough food, and there was no safety. Very early on, I had to make the hard choices.
Of course, as we all do.
She goes, yes, some harder than others.
What do I want to do? I don't think I want to do anything. I think I am okay with this. I see this as a challenge. This is nice.
Yeah, right? Like, you're like, how many people are watching us right now?
Yeah,
how hard would I have to
much.
shove her to throw her off this balcony and snap her neck?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so she's like standing right by a balcony? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, so this is the second floor. Oh, I can't click. This is the second floor that looks over the dining room in the ballroom.
Okay.
It's not another dining room and ballroom. There's just, right, like when you come up these stairs, you hit this landing, right? And then this is a wall. These are a bunch of plants on right here. Let me snap to the other one. Hold on. Right, you come up and these are like plants, and you can go around. You can go through this, and then there's just a 5-foot walkway of a balcony overlooking all of the tables, looking down onto the first floor. So on this side, it's a little more open because you can sit. These are tables with like a couch, basically, and then you can pull a curtain closed. And that was what had happened. The vampire like got someone in this room and then killed them. But yeah, like sitting here, you could overlook the balcony and see all of the tables that are right here.
Okay. But there's other people here, isn't there? Could be at least someone.
Yeah, there's a couple people out on the floor right now.
Yeah.
No, damn it.
Ah, okay.
The whole
and
world.
Then earthquake.
Yeah, let me just to like get the idea across, right? Like there's still tables down here.
Yeah. No, I will totally acknowledge her because now she is on my list of suspects for this mysterious note.
Cool. All right, do you want to say anything else, or are you content with what has happened?
I believe that, that's pretty good. That's good. We have this mutual understanding. I don't think there was much more to say.
Okay. Stop doing that, you fuck. Okay. Yeah, right. Like she's fine with it. I think we pan away from that scene. Like the music like stops very abruptly, and you guys have that whole like. You're like, oh, yes, I've had to kill people. And she's like, yes, me too. And then we see you, like, look at her and look at the balcony and look back, and she's still holding the sword, right? Just a complete silence. It was cut to the conversation the other two were having.
Okay.
So, I think I'm going down, and I'm kind of just looking for anybody to, like, engage, because I feel like other people are like, man, this guy was just like up at the top yelling about some like, body or something.
Freaking
like,
weirdo.
So I kind of want to like normalize myself a little bit and be like, yeah, but he also talks to people. So
yeah, no, right? Go ahead and roll against your charisma. Like people haven't quite moved back in yet, but you can either like chase down the dwarf and start the conversation there, or you can like go into like the drawing room or something and like mosey with some people.
All right, so. Just a 20?
Yep. Okay.
Very.
Do you want to just be like currying with the dwarf, or do you want to like go where the people are and sort of make that happen?
I think probably just with the dwarf.
Okay, cool. So you've sat down, you've joined him for a meal. I mean, you're not gonna like win the hearts and minds by sitting here, but you can at least see what his deal is. So,
Well, I noticed that like casually like looking about people before, like he's new, like
Yeah,
something.
You didn't see him earlier, definitely.
Yeah, and I may not be the brightest, but there aren't an extreme. Like, how many people are here?
It's like 60 total.
Yeah,
not counting the servants.
So it's not like a sea of people, but like
No,
I definitely see this guy carrying a huge giant helmet, and I'm like, that's different.
That probably gives it away more than anything. Like, people have weapons here, but most of them are showy or gaudy or like dueling weapons, and he's like fully tanked out with a full suit of armor and a halberd and a, you know what I mean, like a pole arm.
That's not like super ornamental. Like, it's very, I guess utilitarian would be the right word.
Sure. Yeah.
No, like golden filigree all over it or anything.
Right.
Okay.
Doesn't look like an honor guard. So,
do I?
Grim Ironbeard, how do you like welcome him to this conversation? Because otherwise, he seems like a fairly reasonable individual.
I will half offer and half just kind of wave around a giant hunk of me, like, there's plenty of food left if you haven't had your fill yet. Come, sit.
Okay. And I do go over, and I think. Do you want me to do like a? What do you want to roll against? I want to know if I notice anything with this halberd that's like it's covered in like feathers or anything like that. Like, because
would you have cleaned it off, Josh?
Probably not.
Okay. Then you just notice them.
I just noticed.
Yeah, there's just a small pile of bloody feathers underneath where he's like got it leaned up.
Okay. I'd be like, so are you part of the kitchen staff?
No, I just came from the kitchen today. Just a deep belly laugh.
All right, so like, I'm just in like out of character. Like, my character is just trying to like piece what he just heard together. Like, you're not part of the kitchen staff, but you just came out of the kitchen. He just kind of keeps you. The character just kind of
loud and boisterous. Just Grim Ironbeard, then put the chunk in my mouth and offer a gauntleted hand to shake.
Oh, I say, oh. Win. Yeah. Ripley. Also, yeah. So, did you see all the weird stuff just happen?
Did I even hear the? Like, I probably heard screaming from the bed, and that's why I was like, that's what prompted me to get up, right?
Yeah, I think like you came out and you're able to piece together for some reason bats, but
okay. I missed the. Hey.
Sorry.
I missed the ruckus. What happened in here? I only recently arrived.
Right, and like a couple servants walk by, like hauling away like the metal like that like keeps the stained glass together. You know what I mean?
So you didn't see the bats?
No, the bats? What? Well, that's probably evening, right? I was going to say at this time of day, but if it's a dinner party.
Yeah, it's late.
Okay.
Indoor bats? Outside of a belfry?
That's the confusing part, yeah.
Were they bigger than normal? Colored differently?
I didn't have a ruler, so I don't know. They just weren't supposed to be here, and then they were.
A lot of bats, or
roughly more than 5. I don't know. They flew out really quickly.
I guess it would be intelligence, like a religion roll for like bat demons.
Sure. Yeah. No, don't know any bat demons.
No.
Don't know any bat demons.
Whatever. Well, unnatural sounding, or
Josh, go ahead and roll me one more d20. You're just looking to get an 11 or higher. I just want to know how your. Okay, so when they sent you here, you don't actually know who your compatriots are. You just know that they are, right?
okay.
Um, what's that?
I assumed they were just going to be two NPCs that would enter off camera.
Yeah, but right. So you don't know like who they are.
Okay.
Like you just know that like something's going to happen. So you guys are like having a little conversation there, and like most of the glass is swept up, the bats are gone. They've hauled away like most of the junk and everything. They don't have a plan for like how to board up the window quite yet, but it's a cool night in the Tomoto Islands is like roughly speaking just south of the world's equator. So it's like 90 degrees on a normal day. So it's still a reasonable temperature right now. So that people aren't suffering or anything because of a broken window. And there is just like a loud knock at the front door that just sort of echoes up through the thing. And obviously like no one answers because like it's a huge door and there's like a bunch of chaos going on, right? And then it knocks even louder 2 more times, to the point that it's like that is not someone just knocking at a door. That is either someone hitting it with a battering ram or someone like using magic to augment their like strike. You know what I mean? And like the whole rabble rouse of people that had fled and were kind of hanging out in the drawing room in the I forget the maps room. I think that was. I don't even remember. I'd have to look at the notes. Like all kind of like shush up and like turn and look. And I'm wondering what you guys are doing.
I'll look around and be like,
Yeah,
no one will let them in?
Yeah, I'm looking for someone who's there.
I'll
Okay.
waddle over.
You're going towards the door?
Yeah.
Okay. Riley, what are you doing upstairs? Because it sort of like echoes out through the entire place. Like the whole place just quiet with this loud knocking.
And do I know where the knocking's originating from?
I mean, you can assume the front door.
No. Okay. Well, I guess I'm judging that one woman's reaction. Does it seem like she's even fazed by this? Is she kind of looking towards the noise?
When your head starts to turn, she just like rather briskly walks away from you down the hall and like turns a corner.
I
mean, you could start chasing after her, but it would be very obvious.
I'm not going to chase after her, but I am going to go in that direction.
Okay, so you are moving away from the sounds. What is I want to know, like, because the shot is lit in such a way that your shadow is like thrown up on the wall to the side, and it's like leering, right? And it's like hunched, and you have like claws for hands, right? And you're like, in what manner are you walking briskly and swiftly towards her?
Well, now I'm just imagining like my little T-Rex arms just like up against my chest, just waddling.
Well, I mean, you don't have to do that, but that's definitely what your shadow is doing.
Okay. No, just very confidently, decisively.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it matches her strides then. We just see like the two of you power walking.
Pretty much.
Away from the noise. Okay. And then, Grim, you said you were moving towards the door?
Yeah, and unless someone physically or verbally stops me, I'm going to open it as best as I can.
Are you going with him, Win?
I don't think I'm right behind because I've had a bit of excitement, but at the same time, I don't really know what's the appropriate thing. So I'm just kind of like, well, he seems like he's tough. Okay. So I kind of follow kind of like
sure,
maybe like 5 or 6 feet, behind him.
Yeah, so these stairs go down to like the landing here, right, which also has more stairs. The entry level is really the second floor of this place because it's like up so many sets of stairs and everything. The dwarf Grim Ironbeard passes through these double set of doors that lead into the ballroom, right? Through like the crowd of people that are like kind of too nervous to go down, but are like sort of looking down this stairway here. Right, and you just like the servants and the butlers and like everyone there is like kind of getting their bearings together because like everyone should have arrived for the party, so they're not really sure what this is. So I think you probably have made it down to like this step here before anyone even realizes like, oh shit, he's gonna open the door, right? Which is not like barred in the sense of like we are not letting people out and it's obvious, but it's like locked in the sense of like it's for your safety, you know what I mean? Right. But it's locked from this side.
Okay.
So I think you get to that like second landing and they kind of like, you know, well, hold on, we're not quite sure who that is. Do you care?
How are you planning on finding out?
Good. And he stops and looks. Do you just throw the door open?
Yeah, like I'll ask them that, and then just like, whoop,
yeah,
open it.
When you have a chance, if you want to stop this door from throwing the door open,
I think instead, because he knew that last time like the curtain was thrown open, a bunch of stuff flew out. I think he's like jumping behind a table, like, and he might be the only person who does. But again, he's just like, nope, this ended bad last time. I'm going to jump behind a table.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Oh, boy, these are rough. So yeah, you go for that, right? Like you jump behind the thing. Everyone else is like turned and look. Grim, you open the door and there are 3 dogs, each with a like a spiked chain on them, right? Like for a collar. And like they're off the chain, quite literally, as you can see. It's kind of dragged behind them.
Oh, boy.
And you like throw the door open and all 3 of them just rush past you. These dogs are dogs of the Inquisition. Again, quite literally.
Yes, we did it. Like, oh god, I'm about to get mugged.
Yeah, so they like start barking and just like rush up the stairs, and people immediately freak out, right? Like what few wine glasses and such survived the first issue are dropped and thrown this time as people scatter in both directions. Like as the dogs run up the stairs, like a suit of armor or something is like toppled over, knocks a torch, right, which hits the stairs, rolls down, and just like creates this awful flickering red light, underlit, or like lighting up. Not even like a heavily armed creature or anything, just like figure like. What's his face from Lord of the Rings? Who's the commander of the Helm's Deep place? What's that dude's name? Not Denethor, the Rohan guys. I can't think of his name for the life of me. Huh?
No, Faramir Younger.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not Theoden.
Yeah, not Theoden. There's like an old dude with like stringy gray hair, right, and like a decent set of leather armor with like a medallion set in the center of it, and it's a symbol of the Inquisition. And he's got.
I just lost like the last 5 seconds of what you said.
Oh, okay. Morpheus. It's definitely not Morpheus, but it's a good guess.
Close.
Yeah, stringy gray hair, old worn face, like broken hawk nose, right? And he just like steps forward with like just like mud covered jack boots. And he just like growls at you and says, "Grim, have you found our target?"
The hunt just recently began.
He goes, And how is it? How are the people? Are they ready? Are they behaving?
Scared. And then another deep chuckle.
Yeah. This is good. Good, that's how we like it. And like from the top of the stairs, we hear Iris write, and she like yells out a curse word, and she says, "Lysander, now, quickly!" And you know, we will see what happens and if Tristan responds in kind, because he had a job to do if this were to happen. And but did he? I don't know. Will he? Won't he? As the Inquisition has arrived at the Velldammer Masquerade, and things are progressing much quicker than perhaps we expected.
Uh-oh. So Iris was the woman I was following, right?
No.
Or, wait, no.
Iris is the spellcaster that Lysander rode in with, and she like recruited him to do a job, but he wasn't listening.
Oh yeah, that woman where he just agreed to everything. Yes.
That's what we were talking about for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Shorter session tonight, so thank you everyone for showing.
Yeah, a series of unfortunate events.
Yeah, I know we had some trouble getting it moving, but we got in there, got an extra hour out of the game, and set ourselves up for a big complicated combat next session, as it proves to be at least 2 different fights happening at once, perhaps 3.
Here we go.
All right, cool. Well, we are going to jump out, so thanks everyone for watching, and again, thank you all for playing and making it happen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, bye.
See ya.